You know what's funny about that statement of like pussy is life and pussy is love? For some people, like actually for a lot of you inside my chat, for a lot of you inside my chat, pussy is not love and pussy is not life. Like a lot of you just don't care for pussy. I'm actually one of the few people in my own stream that cares for pussy the way that I think you should, right? Whereas like most of you are just like I don't really like you're just not in the pussy. It's fascinating to think of it in that light. And like when then now that I know that, maybe that Pussy Fairy song is not a good soundtrack to the stream. Welcome back to FlyKnight. Sorry about that. There was just a weird thing that we saw. I need to figure out how much longer this game is because I'm on a roll of finishing games. We finished most of the games that we played thus far. Okay, I think we finished the one of the larger puzzle games that we started. Granted, I don't know how much further Infra is, but I imagine Infra is not that much further. Which means we may be able to eventually escape from the hell that is some place. I don't even know what place we're in within Infra, I just know that we're in some terrible place. And maybe it's more apt to say that... Well, actually, I think it was just Finland. Oh yeah, we're eating shit again, baby. We're eating shit again, let's go! Yeah, so we're playing this game because I really, really enjoyed what this game had to offer. And I really, really, really wanted to get it done because I can't wait to see the end of this game and see how it sort of evolves. And to be fair, it's probably just a shorter game, right? It's probably not that much to it, but it's been fun so far. It's a very, very capable first-person dungeon crawler, a genre that I don't think we have much of in the world out there. It's a very like think of all the dungeon crawlers that you've ever seen or heard of. Most of them are extraction games. Most of them are extraction survival games, and that's not really why you play these. You play these because you want to go through a little shit like a dungeon as a dude and just survive and try to fight for your life, right? Like that's the fun of the genre. I need a different bow. You don't just want to play like an extraction. I'm not a big fan of extraction shooters, to be fair, but I feel like the extraction shooter genre is a bit weird to shoehorn into a dungeon game because I feel like a lot of the fun of a dungeon game is that idea of going down into a dungeon long term and thinking about how you survive long term. Versus like, okay, go in, bring the shittiest gear. Like, it feels weird in the sense that like extraction games, and this is very specific to Dark and Darker. It's the way that it makes you focus. Why is there a hole up there? There's a secret room up there. It's the way that it makes you focus on bringing in the least amount of things to have the most amount of success versus necessarily preparing for a dungeon the way that I think Delicious in Dungeon promotes. And I know I talk about that show a lot, but it's really good. It's actually a really good show. You still haven't seen it, you absolutely should. I actually tried to convince someone recently who doesn't watch anime. The mod doesn't watch anime. She's like normal. She's a very normal person. And I was trying to convince her, hey, you should watch this anime, but she doesn't watch these things. To the point where, oh yeah, that's how you do the thing. Okay. To the point where if we talk about this stuff, not that she gets lost, but more so that immediately I think she disconnects from the conversation. I don't necessarily blame her. It's not the most interesting thing ever, but still. I was like showing people some like shows. The mod is uncultured. Yeah. I'm getting eaten. Well, she's seen actually maybe she's seen Naruto. She seems like the type of person to have seen Naruto, right? I have to heal. We have to go across the bridge. There's more down there. I refuse to leave corners unchecked in this game. Because so far, we skipped a lot of the first and the second level, and that's been my bad. Oh, you can go backwards. Oh, I didn't know. Oh. I thought you could only go in like one way and you would just stuck here forever. I mean, be honest with yourself though. How many of you even have time to watch anime anymore, right? How many of you honestly truly have time to watch the shows that you say everyone should watch, right? Some of you don't even know what the hot shows are out there. Do you even know what Yakuza Fiance is? Do you even know Yakuza Fiance? Eat it. Bite it. You know you want it. You're in. Haha. Awesome. Yeah, this game has been very, very fun. I mean, I've been enjoying this sort of first-person dungeon crawler game. There's actually a fair amount of new dungeon crawler games too. They're actually making another one called Sorceress. I think this is the same developer as Sorceress. There's one called Monomyth, which we played the demo of, and I really want to get back into it. But in general, it's a genre that I find, and this is something weird that I've noticed about the gaming industry. Genres keep popping back and forth randomly, and it'll be like one day there's no, you know, or like for a decade there could be no Splinter Cell-esque games, and then all of a sudden there's a million Splinter Cell games. I don't really know how it happens that way. Yeah, you barely watch anime these days. Okay, chat, what do you like to watch these days? Or do you even have time to watch anything? Because for me, right, I don't have time to watch anything anymore. I feel like nowadays I'm so busy that I have no time to do anything. Streaming is actually one of the few times that I can do things on my own, but because it's copyright, I can't just show you anime. Well, I could if I was famous. I could if I was well known. Like, if I was well known, I could watch anime with you, and I wouldn't be fined for it. But otherwise, right now, yeah, it's impossible. Which, again, it's a very thinly veiled reference to that one period of time on Twitch where everyone was watching anime, and everyone was just stealing content. It was basically the culmination of what felt like the mindset of people who look at videos and barely react to it, and basically turn it into just pure stolen content. Well, actually, you read doujinshi. You read doujinshi. I shouldn't have even asked. Where is even the back portion of this level? I think it's over there. So for those of you who don't know what doujinshi is, it's just hentai. It's just a bunch of hentai. I actually knew somebody way back. This was when I was like in like high school. She was like, "Yeah, doujinshi is great," and I was like, "What the hell is it? What the hell is a doujinshi?" And then she showed me, and I was like you read this? Like, you read this shit? Not that there's anything bad with it, but it's like, dude, like, it's like, I don't know. Then why tell me? Oh. That was perfect. Well, I guess it's like, you know what it is? I'm just realizing this now. Same mindset as people who comment on porn videos. I don't know if you've ever seen those, but like, you'll have people who like comment on a porn video, and they'll talk about it with the people around them, and they'll be like, "Wow, this video was so great. I really liked that moment at 12 minutes when he finished all over her face, and then some of it got into her like nostril. That was kind of funny." And then the reply will be like, "Yeah, that was pretty funny. I really enjoyed the way that she, you know, had to try and like wipe it off. But I will say it's kind of nasty that she blew it out like a booger, right?" Porn comments are top notch. There's a surprising amount of like funny ones, though. I'm glad that like I'm glad that I don't compile them. I like witnessing them. I like seeing them after they're made from a third-party source, right? Like, you ever see that one where it's like, it's actually a beautiful comment that is, I think, relevant to life as a whole. And today is a live stream, okay? But there's one beautiful one that I saw where it was a question of somebody asking, why does she suck on the dildo? Because it's like, you know, it's a dildo. Why would you suck on it, right? And the first reply was, why do we hold the hand of our partner as we walk? Why do we stand still and feel the wind on his skin? Why do we smell the roses? Or why do we turn on the hot water to like make hot chocolate during a snowy day when it's cold outside? And then the reply was like, the reply was funny. The reply was just your average Gunnar saying it's to make it wet. It's like on the one hand you have this like philosophical statement of like feeling of life and like the beauty of life, and then on the other hand you have somebody going, it's to make it wet, man. It's that way it can go inside easier. Aren't I commenting on porn right now? Well, okay, so I guess it depends on perspective. Am I commenting on porn, or am I commenting on the comments of porn? Like, is this pornception? Or you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, you're wrong. Also, again, as a reminder, for those of you who are here, if you're down for board games, I don't know which ones, we'll just do them. Fairly quick ones, they won't be complicated. Please do sign up for an account and just type, I don't know, just type here. I don't really know what to do. Okay, I thought I could walk at that. But we are going to be doing board games after. If there's enough people, I think we need at least 4 people. So it depends on how many people sign up. If we have at least 4 people, including me, then we'll try some board games. Otherwise, today's just a FlyKnight day. I guess, like, would you consider it commenting on it, or would you consider it commenting to the comment, right? Because I feel like to a journalist, a journalist would look at it as they're commenting on the source article. Oh. Versus like maybe a news source, like it's because you know how you go to a news source and you look at like an article. And it says, this article was written by, and then it also says like, oh, and by the way, I sourced information from XYZ. I feel like that's what I'm doing, versus necessarily just straight up commenting on it. This is a family-friendly stream. I don't comment on like porn. That's immoral. You're currently making dinner, so at least not for a while. Yeah, that's fair. What other good ones are there? There's like been a few, but again, the problem is that like, this is the thing, right? You have to find a third-party source, because I don't want to be the one to trawl through it. Like, I don't want to be the one to go through the depths of any porn site to look at the comments, right? If I'm there for a different reason. It's like I'm not really there to read the comments. But if I'm going to, right, I wouldn't want to, because like, I don't know, it makes me feel like there's something wrong with me. Not that it's bad, right? But I admire the bravery of those third-party sources who do. But then that's the problem, is like, you have to find a new third-party source at some point, because eventually they will stop. And they will stop because you just can't keep doing that. Like, you have other things to like do. Like, and again, it's not like YouTube where you know for well, maybe it's unlike YouTube. Like, you know, on YouTube, there's a lot of comments saying thanks for playing the game, or thanks for making this or something. And it's like, buddy, I'm just like, I didn't even make the game, so you're just saying thank you for no reason. On porn sites, I don't think the comments can be anything but comedy or poetry, right? Because there's no other context by which they would do that stuff. I think it has to be always like, it's your propensity for the kind of funny comments that you would see on YouTube and you would screenshot is higher on Pornhub than it would be on YouTube. We need a scientific study. Like, I need somebody to like figure out the ratios. Okay, there's a bit of a problem. I don't really know if I can swing here. Oh, more gloves. I wonder if I can get the full set here, actually. Might as well heal up now. This is the portion of the courtyard that I ran through because I was about to die. And I was worried because there's a lot of... Oh god, there's a lot of really bad monsters. Come here. Come on. Come here. Let's go. Get parried! Okay, I didn't parry in that time. Oh. You think you still do consume a lot of Japanese content? I gotta run. Oh! Get off of me! You freaks! Magic! Roots! Magic! Oh no! Okay, the bees have been activated. The bees have been activated. I'll read that comment soon. I'm sorry, I'm fighting for my life. You think you still do consume a lot of Japanese content? It's just that you do it for language immersion. Wait, you do it for language? Actually, that does make sense. There's a lot of you that are learning the language, and a lot of you have mastery over the language that I wish that I had. Okay, I failed that parry so hard. So it takes you much more time for each piece, and anime is not the most convenient / preferred form for you. Because of that, you do more manga, doujinshi, smile, games, and you've been trying to read / listen to audiobooks / videos. That is a fair point. Yeah, I do think anime... I mean, even just reading the writing in subtitles translated, it doesn't strike me as particularly deep. Unless you're watching something that is particularly deep, in which case, why don't you just read the source material? Like, I have a friend who's really into Monogatari, and he says he really enjoys the depth of that writing. Mind you, he's really good at Japanese, right? So he can read it basically fluently. He's really good at understanding it, right? And then he tells me to watch it, and I try watching it, and I'm like, I feel like the majority of what I'm seeing or listening to or like reading is flying over my head, because it doesn't... Like, there's so much wordplay and so much substance and so much effort put into the writing and the quality of it that without that kind of knowledge and then in that format, it feels worse than just reading the manga itself and seeing the writing. But then I think to myself too, it's like, how much of manga, not necessarily to say that it's a bad medium for it, how much of it is actually on the level of, say, like a book? Because at least here, with like Western media, it feels like still some forms of media has higher expectations and somehow meets those expectations more than others, in the sense of like, I think I rarely, if ever, come across a cartoon that's made me go, wow, this is extremely deep. But it's also, it could just be a matter of like, I did not look hard enough. Like, I wonder how far that whole thing goes, and I wonder, is it different? Like, basically, thing here, thing in Japan. But I do agree. It's, yeah, audiobooks and stuff. At least it feels like there's a higher propensity for other formats to have better things. But at the same time, it's also like, when you're writing a book, you're writing a book. And say you're making a song, you're making a song. When you're making a video, you're making a video. Especially a filmed video, it's like different. Whereas like with an anime, you're busy drawing frame after frame. Like it's a whole different problem space. So it could just be that it's just really hard to make an anime and focus on the writing when you're busy making an anime, right? Like, do you have time to focus on the writing when you're busy doing like the 1 millionth frame for a single 5-second sequence? I don't know. For you, it's just that with anime, you need to find subtitles, then fuck with subtitle mergers and other stuff. I see you don't just rely on, you know, the YouTube versions where it's like the subtitles and it's like poorly laid on top and it has like poor anti-aliasing, so all the text looks like shit, and there's like, you know, and like all the translations are off too. That's what I like that's what I think of, you know? That's what I go for. Very easy stuff to work with. I mean, that is fair though, like especially if you want like a good viewing experience. And I do remember subtitle stuff was very complicated because of the formats and stuff. And there's a lot of different opinions on like what's good. So knowing what's good is different from necessarily being able to do it, because everyone has an opinion on what's good versus what's usable. So yeah, I do empathize with that. Holy shit! Oy. Let's go. Okay, that's bad. Magic. Okay, this guy's a monster. Okay, I don't think I can parry him. I'm dead. Get down there. Okay, he doesn't take fall damage. Okay. Now this is the second one that I fought. I can maybe get the rest of the samurai armor from him. Just keep him down there. Oh! Oh. Okay, maybe going back to discover things wasn't really worth it. And we should have just moved on instead of fighting the bees. The bees are genuinely terrifying. Or maybe they're wasps. It is hard to tell because it's like, there are wasps that are like assholes, right? And I don't know if this game is going for the asshole wasp idea or if it's going for the warrior bee type of thing. I'm dead. I can't fight him. I can't fight him. That guy's a monster. The Samurai Wasp looks so cool. Yeah, he's also a monster. Okay, you know what? Let's just move on. I'm a fly. I'm a shit-eating fly. What hope did I have? I'm a shit-eating fly. What hope did I have to kill a bee? Like, if you rank the flying bugs in an ecosystem, right? Bees to wasps are top tier. They're like the serial killers of the flying world, right? The flies are like the common folk. Like this is basically the same trope as some villager person who has decided to take up arms to handle the problems in the world and take care of their environment, right? That it's that idea of somebody taking responsibility and sort of like becoming one with the blade in order to keep people safe. This is basically every wuxia / anime / whatever plot. Like it's all the same. I just need like a panacea or a pilsner or something. Sounds like an anime plot. It is. Actually, it does allude. Vesper Hideyoshi. Ludemoth is mine to rip to pieces. If you've gotten this far, you've proven to be half capable. For a dirt dweller. Unfortunately for you, I've grown tired of your revolting stench. Know your place, vermin. Wait. Hideyoshi! Oh, Hideyoshi, man. Come on, man. I thought we were cool, man. Hideyoshi, I thought we were cool, man. Oh, Hideyoshi, I thought we were cool, man. To be fair, he did strike me as somebody who would eventually want to kill me. But I didn't think it'd be so soon. I thought to myself, maybe he would want to kill me later. Or maybe he wouldn't want to kill me. Maybe he believed in my ability to take out the big bad moth. But instead, he's like, no, I'm gonna kill you too. Ah! Oh! Okay, I'm dead. Oh, this is bad. No, don't kick. Drink. Run. I need to keep. Okay, this is really bad. Oh, hey. Defeated by the likes of you. What unbearable humiliation. How are you still talking? You have no head. My race, forsaken. He has no head. What? Did I have to kill him? Like, he was the one interesting character. Well, not the only one. But he was an interesting character in the sense of, like, he's somebody who's simply here to get revenge. To get revengeance for his like, clan, right? Oh, this is the castle. Oh. Oh, this is the end. Is it? Cathedral door. That's sick. I was hoping he would be like an ally. But I realize now everyone in this game is looking out for their own. The FlyKnights just want to get their wings back. The bees the wasps want to stay busy. Busy bees. They want to get down the bees' knees. Please die. Everyone knows that you need to fight people in doorways. Actually, I've learned a lot about how to fight people and approach fights from playing roguelikes. Like, if you ever played like a very old school roguelike, the best strategy is to go into a one-tile space and just spam attack on everyone who walks on through. If you have an AoE move, then you use it there. But otherwise, you stand there, it's a 1v1 the entire way. It's basically the trope of every single action movie where the bad guys fight you one by one. Or, even further, it's the elevator scene from Oldboy. Same concept. Ah! I was like, what is hurting me? You! Maybe we just need to read some more books, chat. Sorry, going back to that like topic thing. Because I've been wanting to learn the language too, right? I was thinking of waiting for this game, so basically I had this concept in mind. You know that game, Love Plus? The one that somebody married someone in? I was thinking to myself, I want to wait till this one game about learning Japanese comes out. But the problem is that, like, it's if I'm learning it through a game, I'm probably learning like the Duolingo phrases. So I was thinking to myself, maybe we just learn on the fly, and we get ourselves like a fake virtual wife. And then I learned that Love Plus is actually about high school girls, and I was like, hey, maybe I shouldn't do that on stream. Like, maybe I shouldn't do that at all. Like, it doesn't really seem like a family-friendly thing to do here, but... Okay, that one does 24. Maybe I can maybe focus on this, but like, that's the thing, right? Like, it gives incentive for learning, and that's the one thing that I do think a lot about in terms of language learning, because we have to learn French in Canada, and the biggest problem with learning French is the incentives are very misplaced in the sense of, like, you're asking children to care about French because of the future. Like, I don't know a single child who gave a shit about their future. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think children even know that there's a future. Which really is a statement that could be applied to all generations now, but I think especially, you know, just in general, children don't really think about the tomorrow. They think of the today, and they think of the moment right now. It's why it's very important to spend time with your child properly, but also why it's very hard to get them to learn and do things in a way that benefits them in the future, right? And so it's like, what is the other incentive? What's the gamification of learning French or Japanese or some other language, right? And besides Love Plus, I can't think of any. Like, sure, I can understand anime, yeah? But most translators now are probably doing pretty well, in the sense of, like, maybe they match fairly well, though I had a friend who was very anime. She was like, the translations really suck, and, like, I don't trust translators anymore, and so therefore, I learned the entire language when I went to this other school. I sound like I'm making fun of her, but I'm not, but she did hit me with a will, actually. And I think, and, you know, sure, I could do that, but at the same time, it's like, well, is it so off that it means something completely different? Which, aside from Pokemon and donuts, I don't think so. But maybe I'm wrong. Like, how much anime have you watched that has a different meaning to what you see in the subtitles, right? But and this is the problem too. It depends on your source of your subtitles. If it's like official, like Crunchyroll, probably not the worst thing ever. Probably not the best thing ever. If it's a fan sub, that person has been learning the Japanese language since they were like 2 years old, and they're born in like Wisconsin. Like that is their jam, right? That is their jam. They are the living, walking meme of that type of person. But they're doing this because they have a genuine obsession and a love for it. And you know that their subtitles are so good because in the middle, like at the bottom of your screen, for one subtitle, what you're going to see is you're going to see a translator's note. I shouldn't go down there yet. I should go back up here to the boat. You're going to see a single translated note that says, translator's note. You need to learn about the Showa era in like the 1800s to really understand this. Look to this Wikipedia article for a briefer, then read this study. And it's like a study in a whole different language, neither English nor Japanese. Like that's the kind of, it's like a Danish study on like this particular time period. Like that's the kind of thing that you get from like fan subs. So it's like, is it that bad? I don't know. Wait a gosh darn minute. Wait a gosh darn minute. Please bite the bait. Please. How do you catch that fish? There's no need for me to catch it, but I do want to catch it. Get off of me, you freaks! Oh fuck! Wrong way! Okay, we're fine. Yeah, I didn't include that, but we'll think about the Love Plus thing at some point. I need a good incentive to learn something, and I think the problem is that I'm like brain rotted, right? I look at the world as dopamine. I don't look at it in terms of, you know, things that are good. Is that body just floating? Oh, it's so morbid. He gets bounced off the boat. That's actually so morbid. But I think of everything as an incentive of like, why should I do this thing? Is it even worth doing this thing? English subtitles are relatively okay, although there are some questionable things here and there. When it comes to non-English subs, you feel... Wait. Holy shit! Dude, this is like Cabela's Fishy or something. It's crazy. How do I know if it's, I see it. I see it going. Tap it. Tap it. Shh. Shh. Yeah! Come here! Look at that. Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. It's a sword? Yo. Perfect. Right? English subtitles is relatively okay, though there's still some questionable things here and there. But when it comes to non-English subs, you feel like the quality probably falls off a lot. When you used to read Russian subtitles or translation, compared them, they were often completely nonsensical and barely had anything to do with the original material. Yeah. That's interesting to read. I didn't think about the subtitles in other languages. I guess there is like a high propensity. Well, I wonder how good the quality is in other languages. Like how often, like how much is, how good is the translation community in different languages compared to something like English? Because in English, it feels like, yeah, it feels pretty good. But if it's bad in other ones, it's like, well, why? I wonder what the reason is for that. Okay, I need to kill you first. I can see you. I can see you through my hidey hole. Because I know for Vietnamese, for instance, it's really bad. And the context them going to give is this, okay? They're Vietnamese translated shows of like HBTV stuff, yeah? And it used to be super bad, to the point where the way that they translated it, they would have a single person narrate every... It was like watching a shitty live stream of a single person narrating every single character. And you would just listen to this one lady who felt like maybe her like life was old, like she didn't care anymore, narrate every single character in the show with no cadence change, no mood changes. Like she doesn't even get excited for the exciting scenes. It's a single monotone pace. And you were expected to watch it. And mind you, it was for like family dramas on HKTV. Or like, is it HBTV? HB, yeah. Where they have like 20 different family members because, you know, we get around, yeah? And they have these like complex plots involving like other in-laws and other people coming in, okay? So you have all of this being read by a single monotone Vietnamese woman who, I'm not kidding you, she was hired for every single show. I don't understand. For a good 20 years, she set the standard. And boy, was it a bad standard. I'm gonna be real with you. It was so bad that, like, at some point, even the diehard fans of shows would just not watch, and they wouldn't even bother going with it. Because it was just a single monotone reading. It's like this. Google Translate. Chalk. Let's go to Wikipedia. Here we go. We'll do this. From English to Vietnamese. It's like this. It's exactly like this. Let's just listen to this.
Phấn là một loại đá carbonat trầm tích mềm, trắng, xốp.
Just like cut the music here. It's the exact same. This is the same feeling as like what that narration was.
Của sinh vật phù du cực nhỏ lắng xuống đáy biển.
It's chalk in the Vietnamese.
Phấn phổ biến khắp Tây Âu, nơi các mỏ nằm bên dưới một số
in a
vùng
way, this is more interesting than what those shows were.
Biển ở những nơi như vách đá Dover trên bờ biển Ken của eo biển Măng. Phấn được khai thác để sử dụng trong công nghiệp, chẳng hạn như làm vôi sống, gạch và bột chết xây dựng.
Like a half an hour segment of just this pace, this feeling, this like reading. This feels like Twilight Zone stuff. Actually, I feel like I'm in a Twilight Zone. I don't know if I can do this for longer. Oh, thank God, she has stopped. I think the main reason is probably simply there are simply fewer people speaking languages other than English So there are even less people who know that language and Japanese. For example, most Russian subtitles used to translate from English, which most people already don't know very well. And then there's obviously even less people who know Japanese to a necessary level. That's true. But then, like, I wonder... So saying that, right? Because it's... Would you say it's based on population, then? Because I feel like for, like, larger populations, you always get, like, some propensity of people who happen to just be better at it, right? Because, like, now I really want to see Chinese subs. Like Chinese, like the Chinese fan sub community must be crazy good. Granted, they probably wouldn't want to watch anime for various reasons, but the fan subs for other things, like there must be such a high quality amount of it, and there must be so many different references that they make within the language that has to be good, right? We're missing out there. Like I feel like we need to do we do a live pen pal day. Why don't we do a live pen pal day? Why didn't it go? Okay. Where we go, we find some pen pals and we ask them things and we ask them questions. Is it here? Do I go here or do I fall down the hole? Is that death? That looks like death. Nice. Oh! Priest fly. There's a priest fly. What are you? Hello, vagrant fly. Oh, this is you! Oh, this is you. Maybe I should have trusted you to finish this. I had to try. This was my mess to clean after all. That wretched day she severed my wings, leaving all of you, my treasured children, flightless. The transgression couldn't stand unopposed. Don't worry about me. I just need a bit of rest. Focus on your mission. Persist and triumph, my dearest scion. Return us our wings and our dignity. I beg you. So, oh, I'm such a fuck up. Wait, so is this... Because I was curious about the identity of this person, the way that they talked about things, and the way that they looked. Are they a mother fly? Like, are they... Because flies give birth to millions of flies all at once. Like, if you ever see a fly egg, just know that you now have an infestation, right? Is that what it's going for? Or is it that she's technically the queen, not of the colony, but like of the FlyKnights? Like how is she? Can I just pick you up or no? Can I just pick you up? No. Like is she a FlyKnight? Is she the mother of the FlyKnights, or is she the fly mother, the one that gave birth to all of us? Oops. Eat the bait. Eat the bait. Probably a mix of things. Population, but also how popular the language is. Greatly depends on the country. Very true. That's a fair point. Yeah, popularity of some languages can be very tough in certain places. Again, like China and Japan do not have a good relationship. Very hard to get the popularity of the language there. Bite it. Bite it. Bite it. Yeah. Bite it. You know you want it. What do you do? What's a melonfish? Extra stamina regen. I probably need that for the boss. I mean, I feel well equipped. I feel fine. The shield is a little bad. I will switch to shield. Friends taking damage from allies. I don't really care about that. I have no friends. You look interesting. Useless trinket contains memories of home. Why don't I just... I kind of want to wear that. Spells have reduced cost. Spells are weaker but grant mana generation. Shield blade. Attack type slash. I need a small but firm shield. Right? Small but firm shield. Thorn shield. That's pretty good. Small but firm. Oh, I could also go robustness. I don't know what robustness means. Quick spikes are better. Like a sea urchin. You wouldn't punch a sea urchin. Well... How many people do you think have tried to punch a sea urchin? Do I get this? Do I need the one that's airborne? No, I think I'm good. We go for this. If I'm assuming that it's a boss, we just go for this and a useless trinket. I like the idea of having my shitty ring on. I'm very glad to be able to hopefully finish this game. Because as good as it is, again, the more games we finish, the more things we get to do. Is that her? That's the Luna Moth? She doesn't look so bad. FlyKnight! I'm no fool. I know what I have done. But, I'm sorry. I have endured Moth Deity's apathy for far too long. I'll command the powers of the cosmos, so that even the Archosaurs will be powerless against us. The who? It's the only future we can have. The Archosaurs. Luna Moth Deity Contender. Oh my god. It's like, oh shit. One too many. Haha! I missed. Sorry, Fly Moth. Moth Fly. I don't know who you are, but I'm not gonna help you. I'll kill the gods if I have to. Just give me back my wings, please. Hey, it's one of these bosses where you walk right and you automatically win the game. It's one of these bosses. Oh god, that sound is so grating. Stop. Deflect. Whoa. Whoa, hey! Oh, hey! Okay, I need getting close. She's using all my stamina to jump though, which is bad. Okay. Might be okay if I just go like this. She's actually very weak. This feels bad. Is there another way to do this? Like, do I have to kill her? Oh. And what is an Archosaur? I'm really curious how the story of this evolves. Ah! Okay, Miss Sword. Ow. I'm failing. I don't know the range of my melee attack. That's really the problem, because I can't really tell the range. Jeez. Okay, well that was bad. Maybe it's the swing. The swing doesn't really work. I'll just cave her skull in. I'll just cave her skull in. Boom! Come here. Uh-oh. I like her... I do like her noises. It's very fun to hear. I like when games do the old Cammy thing, where the mobs make these noises versus necessarily talking. I find talking to be very grating on my ears. I say as a person who can never shut up. You assume China is most probably second at the limits when it comes to translating anime. When you look at sites like N-Hentai, the amount of Chinese translation goes right after the amount of English translation and original works in Japanese. Yeah, but then, okay, so that begs the question, right? Because, like, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but there is a lot of historical and political tension between them. So there's that aspect of, like, would they even want to consume Japanese media? And there's also the aspect of, like, how good is the Guna material back home? You know what I mean? Oh, that potential. Wasted. What else was I supposed to do? Maybe not kill people? With this victory, thou hast brought honor and renown upon thy name. Pursue this path and become a true knight. Mother? Wait, is this a chili pepper? Thou hast restored honor to thy name. Why are there so many moth wings? Fly... You're the god? With this, my wings will be mended and my brood finally safe. I couldn't be more proud of you. Once the rest of the wings are all returned to their respective baguettes, the curse will be gone for good. Luna Moth needed our wings to reshape herself and fly to the moon, where the Moth deity lives, to replace her and attain cosmic powers for her own ambitions. Unfortunately, this isn't over yet. The weapon she used to mutilate us was of Archosaur origin. Nothing else could have damaged us so. Which means someone else put her up to this. And all arthropods are still in danger. Oh! My local, what's that? Who is, it's not a biologist. What's that thing, like, when you study bugs? The bug maniacs in my chat taking a turn from Pokemon, recoiling in the fear. But that will have to wait for now. Go on, dear FlyKnight. Join your siblings. Unite and prepare for the fights that are yet to come. No doubt we will be facing challenges of enormous magnitude in the following age. What do I do? Mother? Mom? 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 She's dead. Yeah, okay, so back to the point, right? So you have like the obvious historical and political tensions. And then you have this facet where it's like how good is the Gouda material back at home? Because how many people need hentai when the Gouda material is back at home? Like, I'm pretty sure somebody who gets their dick sucked every day probably doesn't need hentai. As like a you know what I mean? Like there has to be a fair amount of people, and like think about this. How much Chinese Gouda material have you seen? Right? I guarantee you don't even know about the Korean Goonie scene. The Korean Goonie scene is insane. The stories that they have in their material are crazy. It's like half smut, half like romance, half heart-wrenching, heartbreaking stuff. It's like 99% NTR for some reason. I don't really know why. But like there's a lot of really good shit there. You know what I mean? Like it's like do we really need hentai? Maybe they have good shit that they hold. Maybe we need somebody to translate from the Chinese side over to the English side. You don't know gooning. You don't know gooning the way that I do, chat. So we trap the surface and end your quest. So we're done. Wow. We end the game on a Gooner conversation. I guess that kind of makes sense of what the game is. Because I was thinking to myself, if you're a FlyKnight, but there's a butterfly wing, you can't be a butter knight. or you can't be a moth knight. You can't be like a what arthropods. So wait, arthropods also considered crustaceans? Oh, you can't be a centipede knight. You can't be a trilobite knight. You can't be a lobster knight. You can't be a copepod knight. That's funny. Can't be a horseshoe crab knight. There's a true crab. What? There's true crabs and crabs. What? What's the difference between a true crab and a crab? You can't be a barnacle knight. You can't be a ziphosaur knight. You can't be a sea spider knight. You can only be a certain type of knight. A fly knight. So, that's it then. I mean, to be fair, this game was always seen as a very short type of game. Like, I always looked at this game and I said to myself, this is going to be a very, very short experience, not necessarily much to it. But at the same time, I didn't expect it to be so quick and so easy. But at the same time, I am spoiled in that sense of, like, maybe I imagine and maybe I expect too much from the world to believe that it's... Like, maybe I expect too much from the world and from people, and I should recognize that it is hard to make this thing, to make stuff like this work, right? Like, it is hard. Okay, we're just... Okay, well, I didn't mean to... Okay, well... So, I guess that's it then. Well, that's FlyKnight. That actually went faster than I expected. I was thinking to myself, maybe we have some more time to go through it. But... Now that I've captured at least one chat member's attention onto board games, I'm going to use you to try something. We're gonna start maybe some board games. We'll explore the list of board games. We'll see how it goes. Today's a much more flexible day in terms of what we're doing, and we're gonna see which ones we enjoy and which ones we want to play as a group. And really, this is a testing. Again, as I said before, this is a testing bed for whether or not it works better here live, or as a Discord thing, as like an asynchronous thing with the entire chat, with the entire community, of which is like 3 of you, and we'll see which one fits better. Because I didn't expect the game to be this short, and we have about 3 hours left. The FlyKnight's really good. It's a fun game. It's just like Dark Messiah. There's a lot of downtime to it, so you do get a lot of moments where you get to talk about anything that you want. But that downtime leads to more uptime when it matters. You know what I mean? Like it's not bad to have downtime. It actually is genuinely fun to just play a chill game where you're fighting things. And you just get to explore like a funny little cave. Though it does make me wonder, can I go back to the surface where the fisher person was? And also, is there really no other... Can I talk to anyone else? Is there anybody that I can talk to? This is where Hideyoshi was, and now he's dead, so... Okay, this is also not... It's nothing. This is where the... Oh, this was where the fly deity was. It has a lot of tension, but at the same time, Taiwan and the Chinese diaspora is just big. Yeah, that's true. You don't know numbers, but considering your hard land proximity, the fact that both Japanese and Chinese use these hand cannons and a lot of shared vocab, which makes it much easier for speakers of one language to learn the other. You would assume Japanese is fairly popular among Chinese speakers and the other way around. That is true. Yeah, you got. I will say the language point of it being the same thing, and I would even argue that because it's well not the same, but like the fact that it's a shared vocabulary does mean that they don't really need translations. Like my Chinese friends have a much easier time learning Japanese and vice versa, because you can infer a lot of the meaning based on the context anyways. And so your rate of learning it is way easier. And so, like for instance, I have like one friend. She's really into like Japanese media, but you know she's like straight from I think Hong Kong. And so for her, it's like very easy for her to just read it directly. Like she doesn't need translations. She plays everything in either Mandarin, or Kanto, or Japanese, and it's very easy for her to like switch. So. Wow. Without the music, it's kind of like sad. I'm actually curious to see how much further this game, well, this concept would be taken, because it is an interesting and a cool concept to have this idea of like multiple different types of bugs, all having their wings being pulled, and eventually us having to deal with it. Because I don't even know what an Archosaurus is. Archosaurus. Archosaurus is an extinct genus of carnivorous Proterosuchid. Archosauriform. It's a reptile. So the reptiles are ripping the bugs' wings off? You know what? Yeah, I kind of can't wait to see what's next from this, because it's a pretty cool concept, but I do wonder if they're ever going to continue it. The ending reminds me of that kind of open-ended ending where it's like, if we like the concept, maybe we'll stick with it. If we don't like it, maybe we won't. And either way, it's fine, but it is at least an interesting setup of like every single god has their wings being pulled. In a way, it's like Lunacid, but more lighthearted. But I do enjoy this. It's a fun game. Maybe we'll come back to it and play co-op at some point. But and again, even though it is short, I think for the price that you get it at and the quality, there's a lot going on here. And mind you, we haven't even found all of the secrets yet.